Hey there, interlopers. Just wanted to share a couple Starfield tips that I picked up while playing for the first few hours of the game. These are things that the game doesn't necessarily tell you, at least I don't remember it telling me these things. They're things that have helped me tremendously along my journey. It's just a few tips. So the first one is carry capacity. In every Bethesda game, you pick up a bunch of crap. So you just pick up so much stuff and you don't have enough carry capacity. But look at my carry capacity here. It's at 1200, which the normal is like 145 or something. So how did I get it that high? Well, if you go to the settings menu, gameplay options, you'll see a whole list of gameplay options here. Enemy combat damage, player combat damage, enemy ship damage. These are all, like No Man's Sky, changeable. You can alter these, and as you can see, depending on how you change them, it changes how much XP you get. So the total's on the far right, and then how each one changes it is up there on the right of the item. So I have the carry capacity greatly increased, which reduces my total XP gain by -8. But if I set it to normal, go back here, and you can see that my carry capacity is back to 165. Now, the reason why it's 165 is because I had put some points into, not that one, in weightlifting, and it increased my carry capacity by 25 kilograms. So, but if I go in there and I set it back to what I had it at, then -8% XP, but my carry capacity goes all the way up to 1165. So if you don't mind that, I personally don't mind it. It doesn't impact my role playing at all. I definitely do that. The next tip, throughout the game, you'll pick up these magazines. They're called different things. They look kind of different, but as you go through each area, sometimes it'll be on like a table or on a desk, or even at like an abandoned mining facility, you'll find them. And they give you all kinds of permanent abilities. This one slightly increases the range and accuracy of combat tech weapons. There's all different types, and they permanently increase that stat that's listed there. And it doesn't have to be in your inventory. Once you pick it up, it's permanent. And that's it. So that surprised me. I didn't know what it was the first time I picked it up. And I was like, well, what is this? Do I sell it? But no, it's once you pick it up, it applies to your character and it's permanent. Very cool. That was kind of like a fun nugget for me to discover that I was happy to see. The next tip is that if you're on foot, if you're on a planet, and you bring up, so I'm here on Gagarin, if I bring up my scanner, you can see that I'm hovering over the radio tower there. I haven't visited it yet, but if I hover over something that I've been to before, like my ship, for example, or the Rev 8, if I click on that, double click on it, then I can fast travel directly to that from your scanner. And this is true whether you're on foot or whether you're I think I pressed the wrong button. Nailed it. Whether you're on foot or whether in your ship. So let's get in our ship. We're gonna go up here, and I know a lot of people complain about the loading screens and stuff. It doesn't bother me because it's like a second or two. Do I wish that it had No Man's Sky type navigation and travel? Yeah, I do, but that's not really within the limitations of the creation engine. So whatever, it's whatever to me. So we're going to take off here. Gosh, I love the sounds. And actually, I kind of like the takeoff video. I'm glad they at least put something here. But I personally have grown to love it. The sounds, man, that rippling, so cool. I love that rippling of the rocket engine. And I can just, from the ship, fast travel there. I don't have to go into a menu or anything. I can just grab jump there directly without having to interact with a menu. So that's a good one. That's a nice one. Oh man, that animation's so cool. The next tip, you see this loading screen here? That's a screenshot I took. So the loading screens intersperse your own screenshots. But the next tip is just ignore the bed. I just built this outpost. I know it's like out here in the middle of nowhere, but if I click sleep, you see that one local hour is 57 hours. What does that mean? Time is relative. So if I sleep 24 local hours on this planet, that means one complete revolution, one complete rotation of the planet in its orbit. That's one day here. But in universal time, that's 1,386 hours. So the constant is there, and it changes relative to what planet you're on, which can be really helpful. This can be helpful for outpost building. Like if I want to harvest resources, then it's kind of like an exploit, because then I can go to a planet that has a very slow rotation, and then I can build an outpost there, and every time I sleep, the resources are harvested according to universal time, not the local time. So I don't know if this is like a intentional thing or whatever, but on this planet, if I sleep for 24 hours, then it sleeps for 1368. And so I can get all kinds of resources that way. Time is relative in this game. It's relative to the planet. So that's just a little tip. And the final tip I have for you is that if we go here, if we go to our ship, you see that on the left there, it says Reactor A20. You start out with a Class A ship, a ship with a Class A reactor. That's the lowest level. It goes up to B and to C. And I only have half capacity on the reactor. The bar's only half full for the ship system. But if I go to my tech tree and I look at my piloting skill, you can unlock different ranks, and this is how you are able to pilot higher classes of ships. So you have to spend a skill point to fly a ship with a higher capacity or a better reactor. So I didn't know that. Maybe I missed it in the tutorial, but I thought that was helpful for me. So anyway, these are just a few tips as you jump into the Starfield. People who are new to Starfield, people who are just starting to enjoy the game like me. So thanks for watching. See you next time.